Once upon a time, there was a girl, and her name was Mary. Mary was afraid of heights, afraid of cliffs, and as a child she was afraid of the monkey bars, so she never learned how to do them. But one day, she decided to go up to the mountains. Well, she didn't decide, but she had to move because she couldn't afford to pay the rent where she lived. And there was a very, very famous prince up where she was going to live. His name was Prince Jonathan. I can't. Hold on. Shh. Shh. I need peace and quiet to tell this story. Shh. Shh. Nobody talk, I need to tell a story. Anyways, Prince Jonathan, or John, whatever, knew that this Mary was coming up to live in this kingdom up in the mountains. He'd seen pictures of her, and he fell in love with her. But as Mary was walking across the bridge broke, and Prince Jonathan saw that. So he jumped in, and he dived in to save Mary. Mary wasn't even royal, so she had to live in the village. But she almost had fallen to her death. But she was okay. Prince Jonathan was very glad. But Prince Jonathan, after that incident, Prince Jonathan wasn't ready to confess his love for her. They had to know each other first. So, Prince Jonathan asked, "What are your favorite things?" Her favorite color is blue. She has blonde hair. And she has these sweet, bright eyes that just glow. And Jonathan would think that all the time. Jonathan loved me. Anyways, Jonathan loved her dearly. Shh. Shh. Jonathan loved her dearly. And Jonathan wanted to marry her badly. She was beautiful. Her eyes sparkled in the sunlight. Jonathan couldn't resist her. A few years later, after they met each other, Jonathan said, "Miss, will you marry me?" And he brought out a ring. Now, Mary was very surprised because she had never known this all along. But Prince Jonathan always acted so weird around her. But yet, the secret and everything was right under her nose, and she didn't know. So at this day, Mary was very surprised, but she still said yes. And they fell in love, and a year later, they got married. But then, something tragic happened. A month later, Jonathan had forgotten to secure the gates and had forgotten to secure the kingdom, because they know that around this time of year that the river overflows. But the king and Prince Jonathan had both forgotten to close the gates, and the whole town drowned. But Mary was smart enough to know, and Mary was able to escape into the high mountains and back to her old home. She didn't know if Prince Jonathan was dead. But the truth is, he wasn't dead. He was perfectly fine. And Prince Jonathan looked for his dear Mary. He searched far and wide, not knowing where. But then he remembered the place where she had come from, and how she knew, and how he knew that she was coming. So he went there. But Mary wasn't in the village. She wasn't in her home. She was sitting outside the gate. She waited for Prince Jonathan for 1 whole month. She'd asked the village for food, and they finally met up again. And then 5 months later, they had their first child. They named her Bethany. And she was beautiful too. And if you want to hear the story of Bethany's life, click that subscribe button, click that like button, and turn on notifications, and you will know. And yeah, anyways, 100 likes for this video. I'm hoping that we can